Lady Anne seemed to make a thinly veiled comparison between Prince Harry and Princess Margaret, after noting they were both born-spare to future monarchs. The former royal lady-in-waiting, who entered the royal circle when she was just a child, admitted she doesn't know how the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will be welcomed if they decide to attend the coronation of King Charles in May. Speaking with the Daily Beast, 90-year-old Lady Anne said, "Charles would probably like them to come, but I just don't know. I don't particularly like talking about Harry and Meghan, but the interesting thing is that of course I knew and was with another spare, Princess Margaret." Lady Anne, whose family has been linked to the royals for generations, then highlighted how she never heard Margaret criticize the late Queen, despite being given a different education and wealth than her elder sister Elizabeth. With words that could be seen as drawing comparisons between Harry and Margaret, the former lady-in-waiting said, "She was so loyal to her sister. The only thing she did say was that she wished she'd been better educated. The Queen had tutors who came in from Oxford and Cambridge to teach her, but all Margaret ever had was a governess, and I think that did annoy her. She did gripe about it a bit, but other than that she was completely loyal. And the Queen had everything. Margaret didn't even have her own house in England. The only house she ever actually owned herself was the one that we helped to build on Mystique." Lady Anne and her late husband Colin Tennant, 3rd Baron Glenconner, offered a piece of land on his privately owned island, Mystique, to Princess Margaret following her marriage to Anthony Armstrong-Jones, Lord Snowdon, in 1960. They later agreed to build a residence there for the couple, which eventually became a beloved home for the late Queen's sister following her divorce from Lord Snowdon. As she was raised at her family's estate, Holcombe Hall in Norfolk, Lady Anne got to meet Princess Margaret and Queen Elizabeth when they were just children. From being playmates with the royals on the Sandringham estate, Lady Anne grew up to become one of the maids of honor at Elizabeth II's coronation in June 1953. Lady Anne, who's said to be a great fan of King Charles, has penned 2 books in recent years, one more focused on her years of service for Margaret and the second, Whatever Next? Lessons from an Unexpected Life, touching on the horrific abuse she's said to have suffered from her late husband. Lady Anne isn't the only one to have noted the similar status shared by Prince Harry and Princess Margaret. The Duke of Sussex himself briefly spoke of Aunt Margot in his memoir Spare, admitting he mainly knew of her rather than being familiar with her. Nevertheless, he wrote, "Now and then, as I grew older, it struck me that Aunt Margot and I should have been friends. We had so much in common. 2 spares." Her relationship with Granny wasn't an exact analogue of mine with Willie, but pretty close. The simmering rivalry, the intense competition, driven largely by the older sibling, it all looked familiar.